Hi, this is the first in the series of videos for example sums on ratios at the time of retirement of a partner. Let's go to the first example sum. Example 1. X, Y and Z are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 5:4:1. We are asked to find out the new profit sharing ratio and the gaining ratio if case A says X retires, case B says Y retires, and case C says Z retires. So let's go ahead with the solution. We have the old profit sharing ratio between X, Y and Z as 5:4:1. This is given in the problem. There is no mention about the gain or the gaining ratio or even the new profit sharing ratio. So the assumption is the remaining partners take up the retiring partner's share in their old profit sharing ratio. So as per case A, when X retires, the gaining ratio which is also equal to the new profit sharing ratio between Y and Z will be equal to the OPSR between them, which is 4:1. The second case B, when Y retires, gaining ratio between X and Z as well as the NPSR between X and Z will be equal to 5:1. And finally the case C, where Z retires, gaining ratio between X and Y as well as the NPSR between X and Y will be equal to 5:4. So these are the answers. Where X retires, gaining ratio as well as the new profit sharing ratio between Y and Z will be equal to 4:1. When Y retires, the gaining ratio as well as the new profit sharing ratio between X and Z is equal to 5:1. And when Z retires, the gaining ratio as well as the new profit sharing ratio between X and Y, the continuing partners, is equal to 5:4. These answers we get because of the assumption that unless otherwise agreed, the remaining partners take up the retiring partner's share in their old profit sharing ratio. Let's go to the second example sum. Example 2. A, B and C were partners sharing profits in the ratio of 1/2, 2 divided by 5 and 1 divided by 10. find out the new profit sharing ratio and gaining ratio of the remaining partners if case A says A retires, case B says B retires, and case C says C retires. Let's go ahead with the solution. Now we find that this sum is similar to the previous sum that we just solved, where because nothing is mentioned about the gain or the gaining ratio or the new profit sharing ratio, we make the assumption that the remaining or the continuing partners take up the retiring partner's share in their old profit sharing ratio. The only difference is that we need to bring down the OPSR to a common denominator. The OPSR between A, B and C is given in the sum as 1 by half is to 2 divided by 5 is to 1 divided by 10. So we need to bring this to 5 by 10 is to 4 by 10 is to 1 by 10, or in other words 5 is to 4 is to 1. Now we can go ahead with the solution. Case A, when A retires, the NPSR as well as the gaining ratio between B and C will be equal to 4 is to 1. Case B, when B retires, the new profit sharing ratio as well as the gaining ratio between A and C will be equal to 5 is to 1. And case C, when C retires, the new profit sharing ratio as well as the gaining ratio between A and B will be equal to 5 is to 4. So these are the answers. When A retires, NPSR is equal to GR between B and C is 4 is to 1. When B retires, new profit sharing ratio equals gaining ratio between A and C is equal to 5 is to 1. And when C retires, the new profit sharing ratio as well as the gaining ratio between partner A and B is 5 is to 4. And these three we get because of the assumption that the remaining partners take up the retiring partner share in their old profit sharing ratio unless otherwise agreed. Let's go to the third example sum. Example 3. A, B and C are sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 5 is to 3 is to 2. B retires. His profit share is taken up by A and C in the ratio of 2 is to 1. We are asked to calculate the new profit sharing ratio. So let's go ahead with the solution. As per the problem, the old profit sharing ratio between A, B and C is given as 5 is to 3 is to 2. We understand that the partner B retires and his profit share is taken up by A and C in the ratio of 2:1. Therefore, gaining ratio between A and C is equal to 2:1. Also, the total gain of A and C will be equal to the retiring partner's share, which is B share, which is 3 divided by 10. So to get the gain of partner A, when the total gain and the gaining ratio is given, we will take the total gain and multiply it by the gain ratio of A, which is 2 divided by 3, and we get the gain of A as 2 divided by 10. Similarly, to get the gain of C, we will take the total gain 3 by 10 and multiply it with the gain ratio of C, which is 1 by 3, and we get the gain of C as 1 divided by 10. Now we can apply the formulae. New share is equal to old share plus gain. Hence, new share of partner A will be equal to his old share, which is 5 by 10, plus his gain, which is 2 divided by 10. And this comes to 7 divided by 10. Also, new share of partner C is equal to his old share, which is 2 divided by 10, plus the gain, which is 1 divided by 10, and this comes up to 3 divided by 10. Hence, NPSR between A and C is equal to 7 by 10 is to 3 by 10, which can be written as 7:3. Let's summarize this. New profit sharing ratio between A and C is equal to 7:3. The gaining ratio is given in the problem. Between A and C, it is 2:1. Let's go to the fourth example sum. Example 4. A, B and C are partners sharing profits in the ratio of 2:2:1. B retires and his share is taken up by C. Calculate the new profit sharing ratio. Let's go ahead with the solution. It's given in the problem that the old profit sharing ratio between A, B and C is equal to 2:1. B retires, and further it is said that his share is taken up by C. So, gain of partner C is equal to the entire retiring partner share, which is 2 divided by 5. So we can apply the formulae. New share of partner C is equal to the old share of C plus the gain. The old share of C is 1 divided by 5 plus the gain of C 2 divided by 5, and we get the new share of C as 3 divided by 5. The new share of partner A remains the same as 2 divided by 5. Hence, the new profit sharing ratio between A and C is equal to 2 divided by 5 is to 3 divided by 5, or in other words, 2 is to 3. So let's summarize this. NPSR between A and C is equal to 2 is to 3, and there is only one partner who's gaining, and that is C, and the gain by C is equal to 2 divided by 5.